What is up, run fans? The Great South has been cancelled. You join me on the morning of when we're supposed to do the run, as we pivoted and we're doing an unofficial Great South run today round the sporting arena that is Crawley. Bit hillier, so maybe not as fast at times. I'm still pacing Paul, so we'll see what sort of time we go for. I'm just doing a bit of a course check now because I've designed the route, so I feel a bit of pressure to make sure that it is as good as possible. So I'm just looking at the last K. It's got a nice finishing straight. Yeah, I thought about these things. And yeah, there's a tunnel just here. They're sometimes full of water, so I want to check. Oh yeah, it is. Not ideal, but we can get around it on the right hand side and also the left hand side. Yeah, that'll be fine. Up here, don't break your ankles. Just like that. Here we are then, run fans. The unofficial Great South Run has started. It's me, Sam, back taking you through one of these races. Sadly, it is not the official Great South Run, but this is the very next best thing. So, as you can see, the man in front of me there is Paul. He is the founder of the Pound Hill Pounders. He is the Pounder founder, and he is setting out to try and run a 1:20 10-mile effort today. That's what our plan was going to be for the Great South Run. It's one of those weird distances that I always think in half marathons or 10Ks, 5Ks or marathons, and a bit like the 10-mile classic British time trial in cycling, the 10-mile effort in running also exists. So as you can see, we're starting out at a pretty hot pace because to achieve a 1:20 10 miles, we're looking at around 8 minutes per mile, which is around 24 minutes for each 5K. So we're going to break this run down into 3 5Ks, plus a little cheeky bonus 1K at the end. Now, I won't bore you with the exact route details because all you need to know is we're in the sporting arena that is Crawley, as I mentioned in the intro. So expect potholes, grey roads, industrial estates, underpasses, and plenty of white vans. It's the absolute sporting dream. The sunglasses are coming on. We're meaning business. We've got the Alpha Flies on. We're at 4:48 pace. We're gliding. It's feeling really good. The day before, I did a run and my legs were absolute trash. And so I was slightly concerned for today because I knew we had to hold a rough pace that we did the Royal Parks Half Marathon at last week. If you haven't seen that video yet of me pacing the lovely Laura, check that out because that was an absolutely amazing effort. We have got a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us and a lovely bloke called Dan. He comes and joins us in a minute. We've got Gabe, who's 18 and has only just started running, so absolutely amazing effort from him today. We've got Paul, as I've mentioned. We've got a lovely lady called Holly, who is Dan's partner, and we've also got Alberto from Crawley Run Crew. So we've got a nice little group all together. I'm the only one with the route, which you'll see why that's important in a minute. So everyone was following me. They had to stick to whatever pace I was doing. So it was a nice vibe, all moving along. But that's also why I'm in the front quite a lot, because I was the only one that knew where we were going. Okay, so I have dialed the pace back a little bit. Paul is known for going out quite fast, and we spoke about how he wanted to aim for a negative split. I didn't put a Pace Pro plan on the Garmin. I was going to do that for the Great South, but this course has got lots of hills and things like that. And although the Pace Pro does have the option to gauge how fast you want to go up and down the hills, I thought I'd just vibe it with my own feel and how we were getting on. So we were going slightly slower on the uphills. There's a nice little downhill now going towards Crawley Town Centre. So we're below five pace again. And if we can build on this, then we're really going to be able to crack on and start ticking off those kilometres and aiming for that sub 1:20. Sadly though, Paul has been suffering from the lurgy all week. We went out for a practice run to try and dial the pace in, and he struggled there, coughing his guts up, bless him. And I think it's a bit of an omen here where he's given us a wave, and it was at this point, around 3 kilometres in, that he decided not to push it too hard. He's doing Beachy Head Ultra a week from the day we recorded this, and so we did have the agreement that if it was a bit too much, just to wind it back, and there's no point especially in an unofficial run like this, going all out when you've got big goals ahead. So he dropped back. I stayed with everyone else because they didn't have the route. So I carried on at the pace we were going. And then he joined some others and finished in a very respectable still, around 1:30, I think. So it's still an absolutely brilliant effort from him. And yeah, he's going to hopefully go well once he's cleared that lurgy out the way for Beachy Head Ultra, which is on Saturday. So I'm now in very new territory of I'm feeling really good. It's a really lovely distance. I love the sort of around half marathon distance. My legs are feeling great. I've got my fancy shoes on. I've got all my nice kit on. I'm making a video. I'm with a bunch of absolutely brilliant runners. And I turn around and say to them, look, if we want to push on a bit, I was set up for negative split anyway. Do you want to see how it goes? And they gave me the great answer of, yeah, let's see how we get on. Let's start pushing it. So you can see already the pace has dropped to 4:23 and I'm now just starting to cruise along. This is the first time I'm running at these sorts of paces for this sort of distance especially. So I'm doing it very gradually and casually because for those who haven't tuned into many videos before, I'm coming back from a stress fracture in my femur. So this is about week 6 or 7 of my recovery where I've been able to run. I was out for about 25 weeks before that, not being able to run or anything like that. So this is sort of unknown territory to me, but it's a beautiful, crisp Sunday morning, and I'm absolutely loving life. So let's see where this can take us. Can we get below 120? How far below can we go? And yeah, let's see who stays with me, who ventures ahead once they know the route. That's the beauty of it. No one can go ahead just yet for me because I'm the one with the route. But I'm doing my best to try and direct them and make sure they have a really good run as well. I was so busy going on about my bad leg that we skipped the first 5 kilometers. We're ahead of ourselves. So first 5 did a 4:50, 5:10, 5:17, 5:02 and 5:03. So we were settled really nicely in for that negative split for Paul. But that since has gone out the window. That's a 25:22 first 5K. So we were slightly below pace or above pace. But that was what we were expecting. We were planning on that negative split. I wanted to start out nice and easy and really build into it. But it looks like we're going to be doing that and some. So here we go through Manor Royal, the beating heart of Crawley's industrial scene. Nice and quiet on the Sunday morning though, so we were able to get over the roads nice and easy. There's Alberto leading the way with me. He's a super strong, fantastic runner, and he's got a little boy who runs sub 24 5Ks as well, so the genes are strong in that one. As we come down from over the train tracks, a short little descent. The group are all together. There's still 5 of us. Alberto's just up ahead, and we've got the other runners just following me nicely. We're going into a bit of a loop now, around a little town called Copthorne, which is coincidentally where I'm from, or a village called Copthorne, I guess. And the absolute amazing people of Pound Hill Pounders, at very short notice, under 12 hours, have actually sorted out some drinks, refreshment stations as well. So we're approaching those now. We're at 8.35k. We're hovering around 4:30 per kilometre pace. And yeah, there's some water and Haribo and strawberries and things like that about to come up. We ran past one at around 4k, which we didn't really stop at because we didn't need anything at that time. But yeah, an absolutely amazing thing. And again, another reason why joining a run club is such a fantastic idea. The community and the people you meet. For example, 3 of the 5 people running here I hadn't met. So it's really nice to get to know them and realise they're from, near I am, Dan and Holly, and then Gabe's going to be joining as well. So it's really nice to sort of meet new people as you're running. Now, this is a slight incline up this hill here, up a road called Steers Lane, and then we're heading towards the refreshment station, which is just here.
Oh yeah, quick drink everyone. Have we got music?
I think there's some out on the other side as well. So,
that is amazing.
marvellous side.
Don't get this in every type of club run, do you? Yeah.
How's it go so far?
9.21k.
Warm up people.
Yeah. Now is where we really kick on. Right. Cheers, guys. No petting dogs. We haven't got time for dog petting. We had some drinks back there, so the other guys have some. Thank you very much. Woo.
So that was the double drink station, and the reason there's 2 there, in quick succession is because we do a loop and then we come back over that bridge. So it catches everyone at multiple different distances to try and accommodate the 40 plus runners that were doing that. I thought it was polite that we stopped. You don't want to be picking up the water in the plastic cups and lobbing it onto the M23. We're not going for absolute fastest times possible, so a slight stop then isn't going to make the biggest deal. Through the gravel path, and then we complete the loop, and then we'll come back up the hill onto the bridge for the final 5k. Here we go then, we're at 10.6 kilometers, and the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th K were done in 4:48, 4:39, 4:40, 4:46 and 4:47. So we're settled into a really nice, good tempo pace. I wanted to step it up, but I didn't want to go too far. So this is the next step along, and in the final 5k plus the one, we're going to maybe push on a bit further and see where we go. I'm still early in my recovery, so I'm not wanting to go absolutely crazy. That's why I'm avoiding all-out park runs, and I'm making sure that I'm pacing people, because it makes sure that I really enjoy myself, but I'm also not pushing it too far. So as you can see on the screen, a 23:47 5k, which is, a very, very reasonable time, especially in the middle of a 10-mile race. So we're now winding our way through the back streets of Copthorne as we head towards the end of that loop. So Dan and Holly have dropped off a bit. They didn't want to push too hard. They've got their own races and goals, and they were just out for a nice, easy, long run, I think. So as we began to pick the pace up, as you can see, we're now at sub-4 pace going along here. It's me, Gabe and Alberto, and I know that we're within shooting distance of the finish. So I'm beginning to start to wind it up and let my legs, really start to get moving, and straight away you can feel the Alpha Flies kicking into gear. That foam and the carbon plate really start to work, and it's feeling absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving life. So this is just before coming up the other side of the bridge that goes over the M23. And as we start crossing it, we see some of the other runners coming the other way, some of the fantastic Pound Hill Pounders who are making their way round, and people from Crawley Run Crew. And I think there's a few other clubs as well, maybe Saints and Sinners in Crawley, and Personify and Seesaw. So it was a really lovely event to bring everyone together. Back at the aid station again. We were meant to go left at this point, but I was so excited to get a high five from people and seeing other runners that, we ended up going slightly the wrong way. Which meant we had to run about 200 meters further at the end. But because no one else saw us go that way, everyone else managed to follow the correct route. The only person that didn't was the person who wrote it, which was me. What an idiot. As we take this right through the woods into the final part, where we're running through a little village called Forge Wood, and we're only about 2 or 3 kilometers away, I really wanted to start kicking on and picking up the pace and seeing what I could do within reason. I knew Alberto could handle it, and from what I saw of Gabe, I think he's only started running from like June or July. He's 18 years old, and he's clearly an absolutely fantastic sportsman and runner. So I knew that he'd be fine as well. So we're in good hands. I'm kicking on. Ignore the 4:30 at the top. We're going through the woods. This is definitely closer to sort of 4 to 4:15 pace. And 2k to go. Let's see how we can finish. Now, I don't want to go on about this, but I do really. How good it feels to finally be running close to the paces that I know I can run when I'm at my best. It is absolutely like running on clouds. I cannot tell you how much I was loving this run. Regardless of your speed, no matter where you're at with your running journey, coming back from an injury and finally being able to run pain-free, it's just absolutely game-changing. I cannot recommend it enough. Obviously, don't get injured, but you've got to keep going. If you are, it's that coming back. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. I know it sounds cheesy, but you will get there. 15 weeks ago, 20, 30 weeks ago, I thought that nothing was going to ever allow me to get like this again, but you will absolutely get there. So if you're in the middle of an injury at the moment, trust me, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. As we come into 1 kilometre to go, I've just signed up to the Copenhagen Half Marathon for next September. I've got Brighton Half Marathon in February, and I've also got Manchester Marathon. Here comes that paddle from the intro. Do I go around it? Nah, I just go straight through it. We're on 1 now, below 4 pace, around 4:1, and tipping either side, which is lovely to see. Yeah, goals are I'm going to try and run as close to a sub 3 as possible for Manchester. I think a sub 3 is maybe pushing it too far, considering my best is a 3:15. I think I need to do a 3:0 something first, and then the marathon after that, I go much quicker than sub 3, hopefully. Brighton half, I want to get close to 1:25, and then Copenhagen, I want to see how low I can go for the half marathon and give it a real good shot over summer. Seeing as I missed all of summer this year, I want to stay injury free and really push on and get as quick as I can, and maybe, you know, aim for 1:20 or even sub 1:20. That would be incredible. So at this point, at the very end, the finish is at the very end of this path. I told Gabe to push on if he wanted, and Alberto as well. So we started our final kicks. I wasn't going full gas because, yeah, my max heart rate is about 198, so 177. I'm still about 20 BPM below that, but I didn't want to push any more. Gabe was absolutely fine. Really strong finish from him, as well as Alberto. Ignore the pace of the top left-hand corner. I think, to be honest, we were going slightly quicker than this for our final kicks, but the trees, as ever, getting in the way. So there's our final 6K, 4:34, 4:32, 4:42, and then a 4:15, 4:11 and 4:12. So a really strong final 3 kilometers, and that brought us in with a 5K of 22:25, which we can be really, really pleased with as we approach the final turns. Sadly, though, this was meant to be the finish, but we needed to get a few more 100 meters in, as well as the fact that at this time I thought it was 16.2 rather than 16.02. So poor Gabe stopped, asked direction. I said, just keep going, just find a way. This is at the very start of the run, this section, so he knew roughly where to go and to try and get those final ones. But yeah, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for putting this run on, Paul especially for being the, you know, the organising driving force, all the people who helped out set up stalls and refreshments, and all the people that got involved. It was such an amazing community spirit that brought everyone together at what is a pretty rubbish time when, you know, you've been building towards this run. Some people have been training really, really hard for it, and it was their main A goal race, and to have it taken away just 12 hours before you were meant to do it was slightly sad. But we came together and we came up with something, in my opinion, that did the absolute job of allowing people to put it all out there and enjoy themselves. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone once again. Here is the very, very glamorous finish then, alongside a car park. Gabe's finished. I've got a few hundred meters to go, jumping around the side of him, and we come in with a 1:17.07. I mean, the time is not important whatsoever. It was more about the experience and the community spirit, but good to know that I've got that in the locker with a pretty nice tempo effort, and yeah, I can build and build from there. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Please do like, subscribe, all that other jazz. It means an absolute world to me, and it really, really helps. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Keep lining it up. Peace out.
At the end of the PHP GSR massive 10-mile run, we're just waiting for the final runners to come through. It is absolutely pouring with rain. We finished just as it started to rain, but blessing the people coming in with yeah, later on they're getting absolutely soaked, so absolutely fair play to them. This is our finish straight where we're clapping people in. Yeah, wicked run. I felt absolutely amazing. Sadly, Paul's got a lot of man flu and he's got an ultra next week, so he stopped doing our pace at the start, about 2 or 3k in, but he did massively well just to get to that point, to be honest, with how poor he is. Yeah, we then cracked on, sort of a group of 4 or 5 of us, ended up with 3 of us at the end, really pushing on. Yeah, first time I've sort of run, you know, that sort of half marathon sort of pace. It felt absolutely amazing. My ankle's a little bit stiff at the moment, but I'm running an Alpha Fly, so they're going to do that. Route went well. Oh, here comes a runner now. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully you can enjoy this video and share it with your friends. That would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, light it up. Peace.